Well, hey there, Cornerstone Vineyard. Hey, Pastor Matt here. Wanted to send you a message today letting you know of a change that's going to be taking place this coming Sunday, August 2nd, if you come to our in-person services. You may be aware that last week, Governor Holcomb, our governor of Indiana, instituted a statewide mask order directing all Hoosiers to wear masks while inside public spaces it actually started Monday this past week. This week. And so I had a feeling this was coming. I'm sure some of you did as well, with retail stores and restaurants all going that way over the last several weeks. And so that being said, we wanted to let you know that, and many of you know this already, we've been following the directives of our governor since this pandemic began back in March, and feel that by following his directives, that has given us, has led us into really good places, making wise choices and decisions over the last few months. And so I want to let you know that our plan at Cornerstone Vineyard Church, I know that other churches are going to be doing different things in those kinds, but at Cornerstone Vineyard Church, we are going to continue to follow the governor in this as well. And ask that starting this Sunday, August 2nd, that you come to church, again, if you're coming to our in-person services, with a mask, and please wear it. I'll tell you why I think we want to do this in just a minute, but many of you know we have greeters and volunteers that have been doing this for a while, but we will have greeters with disposable masks at the door to be available to hand those to you if you happen to forget yours or you don't have one. And then, like I mentioned, we have been having greeters and ushers and prayer crew volunteers. They've been wearing masks for several weeks now, along with the Cornerstone staff. I've been wearing one pre and post service and plan on doing that, continuing to do that actually then through the service as well this coming weekend, starting this weekend and for the next foreseeable future weeks. But the plan is that we're going to have all volunteers start to wear masks. And so if you're volunteering at the church, please be prepared to wear a mask starting this Sunday. In regards to kids, we are asking, there's a little bit of differences in what can be done with kids in the midst of this. So we're asking that anybody fourth grade and up be prepared to wear a mask while in the building. And so if you have a child in those areas or up into like middle school and high school, if you can just have your kids prepared for this. That can mean having a conversation with them before you arrive to prepare them and to explain to them why we're doing this and how to wear a mask and some of those kind of things for some of the younger ones and all of that. And again, we will have disposable masks available to the younger ones at the kids check-in desk if that will be helpful to you. And now I want to address that's kind of the what we're doing, and I kind of want to address the why we're doing it. I know that this is not super fun and maybe even a little bit irritating to some of you. To be honest with you, I don't really want to wear a mask, but I do think, and as the board and the staff, we talked about this, we do think that the governor has proven his wisdom throughout this process, and I know that he did not make this decision lightly. And so I do also think that we need to try some things to slow down the spread of this virus, while at the same time, and this is probably the most important part for me, while at the same time being able to be together and do relationship together. That is our crux of who we are at Cornerstone, and it's definitely a crux of who God's created me to be. And so we need to do whatever it takes for us to feel more comfortable being together in this time. But even beyond that, I think we are at a place that we need to follow what is in Romans chapter 13. I actually just read it in my men's group last Thursday with the group of men on Thursday morning. And it says this in Romans 13:1. It says, let everyone, that includes all of us, let everyone be subject to the governing authorities. And it kind of goes on to talk about there's no authority that is in place that God has not put in place. And so we ought to follow what they're asking us to do. And then it goes on in verse 7 to give to everyone what you owe them. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. If respect, then respect. And then here's where, again, you've probably heard me say this before if you've been around for the last year, if honor, then honor. And so I think it's a great time for us, folks, to trust our leader and honor his request. And then again, above all of that, the verse that caught me most when I was considering this last week, when I got this news and this decision, was verse 8 of Romans chapter 13. And it says this, it says, let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. For whoever loves others has fulfilled the law. And folks, we, the church, and we at Cornerstone, the church, I'm getting chills even saying this, folks, because I think this is the way the Holy Spirit would have us do this. I'm about ready to weep here in a minute. Is that we, folks, are in a debt of love to our community. It's why we exist. It's what we're called to as followers of Christ. A forever and always debt of love. And I think it's a great way for us to showcase love in this season. So because man, I tell you what, I'm missing so many people that are afraid. And a great way for us to show love is just to wear a mask at this point. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I want to show love. And so let's do it. Let's honor and love in this time, in this interruption of the way that we normally do things and do church, but ultimately beat this thing and be able to get to a better place in the future. So that's a lot. If you have any questions about any of this, you can text, call, email me or any of the staff this week. We would love to talk to you about this. It's going to get weird. It's going to get a little messy maybe, but ultimately I do think it's a great time to honor and love in the season. And so we look forward to seeing you this weekend for a great service if you're joining us online or in person. Hope you have a great week. Thanks, everybody.